I don't know what's more embarrassing than a governor being caught exposing his own policies while he's on a Zoom talking to others and saying, you guys will not believe what happened when I was at CVS.
Target.
Rob,
Is that Target?
Target. Rob, please play this and enjoy this here. Go ahead and play this, Rob.
Says, sir, you dropped this. And he comes back, picks it up, and keeps walking out. As we're checking out, the woman says, oh, he's just walking out. He didn't pay for that. I said, well, why didn't you stop him? She goes, oh, the governor. Swear to God, true story. And my mom's great. The governor lowered the threshold. There's no accountability. I said, it's just not true. And I said, we have the 10th toughest, $950, the 10th toughest in America. She didn't even know what I was talking about. By the way, it's the 10th toughest in America. Look it up. No one gives a damn about that. And I said, it's just not true. There's still stop. He said, well, we don't stop them because of the governor. And then she looks at me twice, and then she freaks out. She calls everyone over, wants to take photos. I'm like, no, I'm not taking a photo. We're having a conversation. Where's your manager? How are you blaming the governor? And it was, $380 later. And I was like, why am I spending $380?
Good.
Everyone can walk.
No shit.
Good attitude, idiot.
Hang on. And then, by the way, he was hoping this wasn't being recorded. By the way, before we react to this, let me tell you what happened. And he claims the 10th, strictest state when it comes onto stuff like this. Denny's closes Oakland restaurant after 54 years amid soaring crime, okay? Then right after that, I'll read you what happened with the next story, Mr. Newsom. And so here we go. Denny's restaurant Oakland 54 years ago has closed due to concerns about the safety of staff and customers amid rising crime in the city. Crime statistics show a 37% increase in robbery. I wonder why. 24% increase in burglary. I wonder why. 45% rise in motor vehicle theft. And a 21% increase in violent crimes over the past year. Oakland residents expressed mixed reactions to the closure, with some appreciating the security escorts provided by Colarks for those traveling to and from the train station after dark. However, the closure of iconic businesses like Denny's has left a sense of sadness and concern amongst the residents. The closure of Denny's adds to the challenges faced by Oakland, where businesses like Subway, Starbucks, and In-N-Out have closed and experience surge in criminal activity. And at the same time, you ready? Here's how politics works. Ayanna Pressley, Rob, if you can pull this person's story up, if you have this, claims Walgreens is racist for closing stores. Democratic Representative Ayanna Pressley accuses Walgreens of racial and economic discrimination for closing a Roxbury pharmacy, stating when a Walgreens leaves a neighborhood, they disrupt the entire community and they take with them baby formula, diapers, asthma inhalers, life-saving medications, and of course, jobs. These closures are not arbitrary and they're not innocent. They're life-threatening acts of racial and economic discrimination. That is why I joined Senator Markey and Warren to demand answers from Walgreens CEO. Why was there no community input, no adequate notice? Because it's called capitalism. They don't need to talk to you. It's their decision. No adequate notice to customers, no transition resources to prevent gaps in healthcare. Shame on you, Walgreens. Having a website and talking points about health equity and underserved communities is not enough. Wall Street is a multi-billion-dollar corporation that needs to put their money where their mouth is. Is this the talk she's given, by the way? Can you just play this? Let's hear her say it, because I'm sure it's going to be more sentimental coming from her. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, Walgreens is planning to close yet another pharmacy in the Massachusetts 7th.
Why?
This time on Warren Street in Roxbury, a community that is 85% Black and Latino. This closure is a part of a larger trend of abandoning low-income communities like the previous closures in Mattapan and Hyde Park, both in the Massachusetts 7th. When a Walgreens leaves a neighborhood, they disrupt the entire community, and they take with them baby formula, diapers, asthma inhalers, life-saving medications, and of course, jobs. These closures are not arbitrary and they are not innocent. They are life-threatening acts of racial and economic discrimination. That is why I joined with Senator Markey and Warren to demand answers from Walgreens CEO. Why was there no community input, no adequate notice to customers, and no transition resources to prevent gaps in healthcare? Shame on you, Walgreens. Having a website with talking points about health equity and underserved communities is not enough.
You cannot.
Wait.
By the way, you can't make this up.
Can I be the CEO?
You're racist. You are racist for not leaving it open so minorities could steal shit Like, how dare you?
And then there is nothing left on the shelf.
That's what I'm saying.
There's nothing left to steal.
But
So
it's
why would-
racist. It's racist.
If I'm the CEO of Walgreens, I can just say, you called me racist. You mispronounced rational. Basically, what happened here is we had too much community input. We had plenty of community input.
right.
And you're right, there were things that were going into the community for free because we were being robbed. So I hate to say it to you, but there was plenty of community input going on here, and that's what's resulted in this. You want to work with your community? You got to support me. I'm trying to operate a store that's safe for my people, my staff, safe for you. You got to speak up, community. Rather than defund the police, why don't you help us out so that we can operate a safe store that's available for you to get the things you need? Because I'm being robbed blind. My staff was unsafe. And you know what? I'm just done. How do I do this? I can't profitably do it.
By the way, did she give one of these speeches to
I joined,
the city?
by the way, I joined Warren. Guess who?
Elizabeth.
There's Liz.
Yeah.
Well, it just further proves, shout out to Bassem Youssef, being called racist is the most watered down nothing burger of a statement these days. Everything's racist. Listen, there's a part of her that I actually empathize with because there's cause and effect. The effect is Walgreens is leaving the community, and genuinely, the people of this community won't have baby formula. They won't have diapers. They won't have things to buy for their family. They need this. They won't have jobs for the community. What she gets wrong is the cause of it. The cause isn't racism. The cause is theft, or the cause is basically zero profitability or losing money and basically bad policies. We've all been to Walgreens or CVS, and everything's locked up on the shelf.
Yeah.
The razors, the condoms, unfortunately. The
You don't even
just everything.
like you know what those
you know what one of those things is,
I
buddy.
know.
All right. But like the medicine out there, anything over $10, $20 is locked up. You've seen this thing before. So I wish, even the toothpaste right here, if Walgreens actually wanted to stay in place, like I don't want to see a thing like Walgreens or CVS leave the neighborhood, because what's going to come in there and replace it? A gun store, a liquor store, a cash checking store. So basically we know what's going to open up there, or just like shitty food. So I wish they would stay there and basically do something to basically lock up whatever is expensive. But it's tragic to see what's happening here in their communities, because I think that this woman does have empathy. I think she is basically wants the best for her community, but she's playing the victim rather than actually basically trying to figure out.
But wait a minute. You think she wants the best for her community? You really believe that? You really believe that? Okay, let's play that card.
I would assume that she's not some...
If you want the best for your community, one of the toughest things you have to do with your community is to also talk about what things you're responsible for. Guy asked me a question on Connect, says, hey, something happened with my relationship 10 years ago when my girl and I were getting married, and, I did this and that, but, since then... we have 2 kids, and she calls me a loser, and she calls me this, and she calls me that, and she calls me this, and I'm just sick of it, and she's my number one enemy. I said, okay. So I said, look, I can tell you based on what you just told me, I don't have context. It's very easy for me to just defend you and say, well, you know what, you should leave that bitch. So no, I said, bro, what did you do? How are you responsible? How are you causing this? What are you saying? What challenge are you giving them? What excuse have you, what did you do yourself as somebody that you lost that respect from your wife? Why is that? What made her think she's okay to talk to you that way? Maybe you did something to prompt that. So that's what leaders do.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.